Wow. Wow.
Shalom YouTube, it's your boy Micaiah, aka the Hawkeye Hebrew, coming at you with another video. And today we're playing on my ShadowKnight. This is my Nightblade sword and board build. And I think I'm gonna go over the skills first to kind of give you an idea of what I was originally trying to accomplish with this, and then kind of show you why I end up switching some of the things up. So we're gonna go over the skills first. So the original idea I had with this build was that if you use the ultimate end cap, this is one of the cheapest, hardest hitting ultis in the game. It's normally I think like 75 ult, but I'm an Imperial, so as you can see my cost is 66 ultimate. And the original idea was that you need to stun, or in order to get the stun on end cap, you have to cast it with 120 ult or more. Again, I'm an Imperial, so it's saying 113, but you normally have to save up to 120 to get the stun. And I wanted to kind of be able to use it kind of on command. So like soon as I get my 66 ult, the idea was to hit you with end cap, and then I do 20% more damage to you for 8 seconds, and then I can hit you with a reverb to stun you, and you can see reverb hits pretty hard as well. And then you could follow the reverb up with merciless resolve into an execute. And that was kind of my original idea. But when I was playing in BGs, the problem that I kept running into is with this in particular, everybody is always stunned and on CC cooldown. So I couldn't line up my burst combo the way that I originally intended. And I end up swapping all these skills out. So, but let's come back over here. This is pretty much a hybrid build. You got some magic attacks, got some stam attacks. My spammable is concealed weapon, and I'm using this morph in particular because I wanted the minor expedition, the extra movement speed. And you can see while slotted, you get that on both bars, so that's really nice. I took merciless resolve. This is the harder hitting of the two spec bow morphs. This one hits way harder than the stam version, and it's giving us some extra weapon and spell damage. Power extraction, a really nice AoE skill. You're getting minor courage, which is an extra 215 weapon and spell damage, and then it's also giving you your major brutality, major sorcery buff. And it's reducing the enemy's weapon spell damage by 215, so this skill is really stacked. Killer's Blade, this is our execute, and it heals us after you kill an enemy with it. And then you can use right here either reverb, but I end up, like with most of my sword and board builds, I end up switching back to invasion because for me, I like the gap closer. The stun lasts way longer. And like I said, when I kept trying to hit people with reverb, they're always on CC cooldown. At least with invasion, even if I can't stun you, it allows me to close the distance on you and stay within melee range. So I end up switching over to invasion, and that's the skill you'll see in most of the gameplay. And then as far as the ultimate, I end up going Dawnbreaker of Smiting. And Dawnbreaker of Smiting for me ends up doing everything I wanted it to do in the ulti. I can hit a whole group of people, stun everybody. You could also do that with Soul Tether if you want, and that's also a really nice ulti. But yeah, I just went Dawnbreaker front bar. And then on the back bar, I got Poison Injection. You don't have to use Poison Injection. You don't have to use a bow, period. If you want a different back bar, you can absolutely switch it up. This build is really flexible. And then we got Dark Cloak. It says this skill scales off of max health, and I originally had like 37,000 health. I didn't feel like there was a huge difference in healing between 37,000 health and the 31,000 that I currently got. So I end up throwing a lot of them extra points back into my stam pool. But this is giving you a heal because it's a shadow ability. This is how we're getting, one of the ways we're getting our armor buff. And it's also giving you minor protection on both bars while slotted. So we got Healthy Offering. This is our main burst heal, giving us minor mending for 10 seconds. Resolving Vigor. This is our heal over time and our minor resolve. This is our snare removal, Race Against Time. He's giving us some extra crit damage. And then I got Soul Tether on the back bar. I think I put this here because a lot of times I'm on my back bar trying to get away from a group. Then I'm surrounded. I can just hit a Soul Tether. I don't have to worry about aiming it. It just stuns everybody around me. And then it gives you, it siphons some health away from everybody that you hit. So kind of helps you with survivability. But yeah, that's the concept behind the build. These are the skills. Let's go ahead and get into the sets. The first 5-piece set that I'm using is Shell Splitter. Yeah, I decided to go Shell Splitter on this build and switch it up instead of using Shatter Fate. But you can absolutely use Shatter Fate if you want. And as you can see, I only got the 4-piece on here. And I have that in a Sharpened Sword with a weapon spell damage enchant. And then I have the Shell Splitter Shield Impin. My back bar set is Wretched Vitality. And I have that in a Powered Bow. Again, you don't have to use a bow. You can go Ice Staff, Resto Staff, whatever feels more comfortable to you. And then I have some immobilized poisons on there. And that's really nice for being able to immobilize an enemy from range. I really like that. If I had some, I would be using Escapist poisons back here, which is pretty much a better version of this. You can see we got the 2-piece Balorg on. I haven't used Balorg in a while, and I wanted it for the extra burst. So we got the 2-piece Balorg. We got the 1-piece Gallant Chain. And then we have Wretched Vitality and Shell Splitter body pieces. The jewelry is Wretched Vitality, neck and ring infused with weapon damage. And then we got the Mark and Ring of Majesty infused with weapon damage as well. As far as the traits, see, I got 2 pieces of heavy, 1 light, and then everything else is medium. And my traits are kind of all over the place, but I will want reinforce chest and legs, and then everything else Impin if possible. As you can see, normally when you do a front bar back bar build, you would have 3 pieces of the other set. I put an extra piece on my body so that when I was on my front bar, I can get this 124 weapon and spell damage. Typically, if I was running this in a traditional front bar back bar, I would only have the 2 and 3 piece, but I wanted that extra weapon and spell damage front bar, so I got an extra body piece on here. And because of that, I was only able to wear 4 pieces of Shell Splitter. But honestly, you could get rid of the Shell Splitter altogether and go with Shattered Fate, and that would just ultimately end up giving you more pen anyway. But yeah, those are the sets. Let's go ahead and look at the stats. So as far as the stats, we're coming in at 15,700 magicka. We got 31,000 health and 24,000 stamina. Our unbuffed mag recovery is 1,200. Unbuffed stam recovery is 1,700. And let's go ahead and buff up. We got 2,100 mag recovery and 2,800 stam recovery. So got some really nice recoveries on this build to help us with our hybrid playstyle. As far as the weapon and spell damage, we get my 5 stacks of Spectral Bow. So we're kind of buffed up here. We got 5,800. Proc my damage enchant again. Yeah, we got 5,800 weapon and spell damage. And then when you drop ultimate, I normally don't save up to 500 for Brawler. I normally use it somewhere around 200. But when you have that, you got 6k spell damage. We got almost 15k pen, so that's really nice. And yeah, this thing it hits really hard. Our resistances coming in at almost 27,000 spell on the front bar and 26 physical, and then on the back bar 24 and 23, so nothing spectacular. Crit resistance is 16. It's higher on the front bar, so it's almost 1,600 on the back bar, 1,800 on the front. That's because of our shield. I got 15 points in the health, 49 in the stamina. I have on Smoke Bear Hunch. This is what I was using in Cyrodiil, but in Battlegrounds, I typically just use the Jewels of Misrule. And I have the Serpent Mundus. And then my character is a Imperial, and I like Imperial because of the cost reduction. You get the 6% cost reduction to your ultimate, your mag skills, stam skills, it applies to everything. So, and then you get this extra 2k health and 2k stam. So this is a really nice hybrid race. As far as our champion points, no green tree don't matter as much, but War Mount, Gifted Rider, Meticulous Disassembly, this is my crafter, and then Liquid Efficiency. In the blue tree we have Focus Mending, I have Duelist Rebuff, we got Ironclad, and then Master at Arms. And then in the red tree I'm using Bastion, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Sustained by Suffering. But yeah, that's the build, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay at the end. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.